So within this 1 week, I only made one bullshit video. Damn, not good enough. Because I have to express myself constantly and scream at a microphone just to be able to breathe again or feel normal again, I believe. This is not a joke, to be honest. Like, you really have to strain yourself and put yourself up to speed because life is not for losers, unfortunately. If you want to live a loser's life, like, you're gonna sit in the back row and just do nothing for a long time. It's literally torture. And it's all explainable. Because, you got life for free, but, like, technically it's still gonna drag you through weird things if you just gonna take a free thing and be like, oh, I don't care. It's actually, the I don't care mentality is a suicide into a torture, into eternal damnation, basically. Taking a back seat and like maybe you care for the next free life to come to you, and then you gonna make use of that or something. You gotta care in some fucking way. So here's my proposal. Emotional weakness is bullshit. It doesn't sound like exactly the thing that I just described, where you just throw your life into nothingness. But emotional strength is ability to actually push yourself to a proper speed, basically, to a proper capacity of ability, basically. A lot of people would actually fucking trash me, and again, I'm just sitting on my ass making YouTube videos. Would be able to say that, I would imagine. And my YouTube videos suck, so like, oh, what are you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm just waiting. I am on the back seat of the bus. I'm just waiting. You know, just picking my tools to cut the engine off. I don't know. Figure out how I do the stabby in the face. Be the survivor of the bus. And move to the next location. Do my next thing. Serial killer style. Because in this situation, if you have the power, it doesn't matter which side of the bus you are on. You just own the whole fucking thing. And I'm just pissed, I'm just gonna sit back and be like, oh, you guys do your fucking stupid shit. Whatever that thing is. Inflation damnation, boys. Let's collapse the economy. Let's do all these stupid things that the apocalypse has taught us how to do. I'll just sit back and complain about it, and somehow I will still be more productive than anyone else who will ever find me. Basically, it's very difficult to be more productive than me when the apocalypse always gives you a reason to be a fucking loser, to be emotionally weak. So, this is a good place to start, guys. And again, I have to express myself because I always feel like fucking down and like, what is going on? But it's all these emotions that are fucking trying to consume me. It's like, oh, you're not speaking your mind anymore. You have no one to talk to, my friend. You're not using muscles and memory and brain and stuff that you really like to use. But why are you not doing that? My body says to me. So yeah, in order to survive the apocalypse, it's best to do as little as possible, which is ridiculous, right? Like, what? I'm not doing as little as possible. But the problem is, yes, you also have to take care of your emotions, but you will find yourself just within expression, and not much else. I'll just extend it into a blue square. Now, if you don't understand at this point what I'm talking about, it's almost like I'm going back to laziness. But in this case, there's a context. There's the apocalypse going on. Every single move you make is 90% of a mistake. So the best move to make is not make any moves. You're literally a chess player. You were invited to 1,000 tournaments, and the only way you can survive is like, don't make any moves. Alright, just allow your opponent to make moves. So technically, you emotionally try to express, like, you make illegal moves or some bullshit that would get you kicked out of the tournament as fast as possible so you don't have to participate in bullshit, basically. But a lot of people get sucked into this fucking boring mentality. And you must understand, I mean, I just accidentally picked up chess, but, like, the idea is, if you really think about it, chess is ridiculously boring. Maybe learning chess is not stupid, and watching chess is not stupid, but and when you are sitting on the board is like all this responsibility. But if you just think about it, it's just kind of like, what is the point? You're just moving pieces and there's no story. It's just maybe something cool happens in a way. Maybe you do a cool little trick. It's kind of like skateboarding. Should be renamed into skateboarding, so I don't know. You literally write a boring, board. You literally write a board. I mean, you can't make this shit up. So a lot of games that people repeat over and over again, they want to master it. They literally subscribe to be stupid and retarded. And if people don't like the word retarded, they subscribe to language manipulation of, again, emotionally weak. See, that's what it is. That's what it is. Inability to change or accept reality is weakness. Is weakness. You wouldn't be able to fucking talk to people who are vicious, who want a lot of things in life, who don't want to see slow people, because it slows them down as well, mentally at least. They don't want to see a bunch of homeless people begging for things for free. Like, that's very slow. It's like, it's not progressive whatsoever. And people who are emotionally strong, they're just gonna try to fucking avoid, because potentially they can't solve this problem. I cannot make my fucking mom do the thing. I bought myself a tablet and I gave her a tablet. Does she want to fucking use it? Doesn't look like it. She just owns it 100%. I don't know what the problem is. Alright? It's painful. It's like, you can do so many things with that. But I can't just show everything. I can't just explain. I'm not a fucking tutorial boy. So it's gonna be very difficult to pinpoint what the problem is, because usually problems are in principles. And I sense emotional weakness too, because, if you just give up and you're not actually trying over and over again and trying different things and exploring, you're emotionally weak. You just gave up and you're, again, in the back seat of a bus and hoping just it goes into nowhere. Like, you just tone deaf, basically. And I'm stuck in the backseat of the bus because, like, where else do I go? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter to me. I see everything. I see everything from any place in the bus I've experienced most of the things. And I'm just kind of playing with myself at this point. So I don't care. There's nothing I can do because I'm just stuck. So, it's painful because now I get to see fucking emotionally weak people, and the best move again for me is just to do nothing, not interact with them. I will just get in trouble, unfortunately. It's crazy. It will drive you crazy, and it's gonna get even crazier because I can't stop. You know? It's insane because most people can't be saved or convinced of their mistakes. Their mistakes literally have to come knock on their door and just take them away. Literally, that's what has to happen. Force has to be created, basically. Yeah, you arrive with your stupid buzz where you want it to go. Doesn't matter where you sit. In the back seat, I don't care. It just makes you emotionally weak if you're in the back seat. And if you're in the front row, I don't want to talk to you because you're too strong emotionally. It's like, why are you so excited about the fucking bus driving somewhere? But then you are emotionally weak because you're not moving around. You're not asking enough questions. I literally can't. I'm not here to do anything. And technically, it's like, what is like a mutual agreement that we don't do anything? And now I'm agreeing with that. I'm agreeing with that. Again, I'm not saying I'm not gonna do anything whatsoever. I'm gonna do as little as possible to not cause myself trouble, to not cause anyone else trouble, because that cost a lot of shit, and it's a very painful time. The biggest mistake, obviously, the biggest thing you can do as a mistake, unfortunately, because you can't help people, you have to see them suffer. Literally slowly descend into darkness. And it's like, oh, now that's happening. Because again, you know the bus is not going in the right place if there's a lot of emotionally weak people in the bus and they don't actually care. So if that happens, you also have to freeze. You have to do nothing because if you stand out, you're the problem. You don't become the engine of the bus. You don't get to turn the bus around. You're the problem. You're gonna get kicked out into wilderness, dude. Because like, if people wanted, like, they could put emotional pressure onto you, and all of a sudden, it's not a happy day anymore. Unless you don't care, but you better fucking care, because again, they will try to make you emotionally weak. Because that's how you become that. Such weakness can only come as a result of not caring. If you give people on the bus a reason to care, they will grab it. They will grab it. That's why you're not supposed to move. If you see everyone is frozen, you're not supposed to move. And you have limited amount of poking you can do. And it's still like bare minimum amount of information. It's like a fucking detective work. Like, what do I fucking do with that? But you have to like slowly like also like show like, oh, I'm also freezing. Ooh, look at me, I'm freezing. I'm just uploading YouTube videos 2 hours long. Nothing actually happens because you don't click on the video, so obviously nothing happens. Obviously, my world is not slowing down. Alright? My personal life is not doing less, as least as possible, alright? When I say as little as possible, I mean you trying to connect to others. I mean, I'm getting exhausted, bro. I'm getting exhausted. It's almost like every single time I try to connect, it's a mistake. And I still don't know what the next move is supposed to be. when I just realized, like, it's impossible, bro. Everyone feels like they're on top of the world until they get fucking knocked out entirely, and then we're next. And then they will still wake up as like, oh, nothing happened, bro, nothing happened. But now they have PTSD. So, you just fucking teleport them back into the fucking. Oh, remember that part? Where you got knocked out? Let's repeat that a few more times so you learn your fucking lesson. It's ridiculous. The thing that has to happen in order to break an emotionally weak person and to teach them a titsy bitsy lesson, and maybe after they're broken and they're taught they can fucking grow into actual mature, reasonable person. Now, how does emotional weakness work? Alright. Just a very simple reminder. If you're not learning basic skills and caring, you are weak. Now, taking care of things, somewhat important, but if you miss the basic skills part, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I get frozen too, and everyone gets fucking corrupted, basically. If basic skills are not thrown around all the time, we just don't get to learn them. We don't know what those are. We don't talk about it, and slowly, all these little things just freeze to nothingness, disappear, being stolen by the government sometimes. Oh, let's let the government do it, or let someone fucking influential do it for you. And let's call them influencers because they do like basic things and stuff. Like entertainment. Entertainment is a very basic thing, unfortunately. But somehow in society we just created like fucking giant entertainers or entertainment centers. It's almost like fucking alcoholism at this point. I mean, I need it because I have a lot of free time, but does anyone else need it? Oh, they don't need me, though. Oh, they don't need me. They need entertainment specifically. They don't need education. You need education if you don't have free time. That's when you need education. Because education is the most entertaining thing. If your time got stolen, you have to fucking get it back. Alright. Get it back, bro. I don't know, bro. Giant creatures, and the only thing they can provide you is entertainment. And often enough, entertainment's not gonna teach you nothing. And sometimes it's gonna get worse, and you're gonna get indoctrinated into forms of belief, forms of perspective. The only perspective you need to learn is how to make up your own mind, how to do your own things. Because that's another basic skill. Having a perspective. And this is where you are capable of making conversations and generating things. A basic skill is to be able to fucking connect to people. You're not supposed to do everything independently. As you might have learned in society, being completely 100% independent is idiotic at best. You always need the best solution, and the best solution requires ridiculous amount of people surrounding you, and you learning how to live with those people. Roommates, boys. I don't know. You have to surround yourself with as many people as possible if you have the ability to. Alright, if your bus is not frozen. But when we're heading towards apocalypse, the chances are now getting slimmer and slimmer. I'm just a dude sitting and contemplating my thoughts. I'm still talking to myself. No one fucking visited my Discord and started conversations. No one fucking cares. towards my direction, at least. I don't know what they do in their lives. Their lives seem normal, right? Like, and it's laughable to me because, like, show me your basic skills. I want to learn them. You know, how do I acquire that shit? How do we connect and exchange the basic things? I mean, I'm trying, again, with my YouTube channel, I'm trying to, like, find a way to do it. All right? I'm putting myself into the basicest basic ever. Just trying to, like, where's the ability to connect to society, guys? You guys know? And in the end, I'm like, I might be this society, you know? Maybe that's what makes me Satan, because, like, I'm the spark of society, like an actual spark. Where the actual society might just collapse, who cares, right? Whatever happens, happens, bro. Either the spark is gonna enter society or the society collapses entirely, bro. I don't care. I get to hold the spark. That's how I feel like. You know. Because again, I personally am not fucking weak person. But now I have to keep on surviving somehow and emotionally, despite being bombarded with insanity, I seem to remain somewhat reasonable and somewhat uh, uh, satisfied, you know, with my actions and my behavior. I'm satisfied with myself, and I have no leaders besides myself. I'm just kind of stuck. All right, so I have to make my own decisions. Everything is fucking as floaty as it can get, boys. As independent as it can get, and it sucks balls. All right, because I don't want that shit. Anytime fucking get a human connection, like fucking wow, salivating over that shit. As long as it's actually positive and not fucking cancer. As many people want to spread their cancer. Because obviously every single thing they do right now is a total mistake, is a total insanity. If you spread cancer, that means you just embracing it within yourself, and you're just gonna have tons and tons of that. I wanted to like watch a video that talks about cancer. It's a pretty interesting thing, and probably emotional strength is about maintaining your health as well. Uh, but knowing how crippled I am, there's some caveats there. There's some weirdness within this argument that like you have to maintain your health, and knowing that healthy people can sometimes be the worst people imaginable as well. There's some problems with that. So obviously the healthiest person, health is determined by your actions and not your appearance. And this is something you have to know, right? Something you have to know for sure. Because appearance can be changed. Can be you. If someone looks bad, you know, you can just take an obligation and change their appearance. I mean, I've seen that happen plenty of times because I was stuck myself and had to watch a rich person live a poor person's life and vice versa, where a poor person gets a makeover and looks kind of normal, and everyone praises the poor person. Oh, you look normal now. Appearance is easy to change. It's not that difficult, unfortunately. It's the actions that separate people. But the weirdest thing it is showcasing that, you know, there's not big of a difference between a poor person and rich one. They just have to like adapt to a lifestyle. But the best adaptation is fucking connection and finding a middle ground, putting together the best of the best basic things that you found in life from these different perspectives. That is what has to happen. It's very complicated. When I just sit here, I'm like, fuck, life is so complicated and no one is even caring about that. And that pisses me off even more. It's still impossible to find anyone like me who cares to figure out life itself. Because you have to be so open-minded beyond belief. Oh, I have psychic powers, but ghosts don't actually exist. Or aliens don't actually exist. But government can be corrupted. You don't have to make conspiracy theories, but they can definitely do shady things. Why not, right? They have so much power sometimes. Why not fucking jizz in your pants once in a lifetime? You have to make up your mind which one is it. I'm not very deterministic, but once I make up my mind, like I can't switch, and I have to have a lot of reasons why, so I could convince other people, and it's very likely to be true as well. This is the only way you can remain confident as well. You have to technically pick a side, but in terms of what do you believe in, you know? For some reason, I have to answer the stupidest question, do I believe in God? Because I said the word believe and fucking it got infected, basically. I actually explained that what God definition of God is just 100 times more powerful person than you. Alright? That's it. That's all you have to find in life. 100 times more powerful person. Because that person can just take control over you, enslave you, do whatever they want with you. As long as they maintain that 100 times more power, they will be able to do whatever they want with you specifically. If they chose you, that's God. Alright? And if you try to look for, see, that's the problem with looking for definitions. You look for extreme definitions, but life doesn't actually present you with extreme definitions of anything. Unless you're fucking desperate to create one yourself, then you're an idiot. Alright? And that shows also emotional weakness, basically. Yes, people who create God are also weak because life doesn't give extreme examples or definitions. Life gives you some simple things you can totally understand. Totally understand because life complicated enough. Alright? So anytime you get a definition, you emotionally understand, you can sort of start to explain to yourself how it works. It's not a big deal. But the moment you start creating things, now it's your fault. Now life has nothing to do with whatever the fuck you're doing. You're creating your own fucking reality. So believing in God is doing the most ridiculous thing and actually starting to create or deny God's existence, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, God is just a definition that you just have to define what it is. Of course it exists, but it doesn't exist the same way that most people want to believe, you know. So you have to keep improving the definition. You can start with the extreme, but you have to keep splitting it into pieces of okay, there's two extremes, so where's the middle ground? That's also powerful enough to be a definition and doesn't just disappear. Where you have a -1 and a 1, you get a 0. That's not really cool. You know, it's almost like when you have a -1 and 1, you get a 2 because that's the difference between -1 and 1. is the whole range of things between. So you get a 2. You get a distance instead of all the definitions you found. So in other words, I'll show you this. Instead of fucking doing hand gestures into nothingness. Yeah, I mean, you got a -1, 1. This is God. The whole thing is God, basically. But it gets even weirder because it can keep stretching itself into different things. And so the God is the value itself of every single thing you found. The circle of things, basically. And you do want to, like, take a circle as well, because circle is a very nice structure. And if something goes beyond the circle, it's too extreme and doesn't actually fit the definition that you like. So it gets, again, life gets complicated very quickly. You just have to understand how quickly life evolves from simple shapes. That is, it gets so crazy, bro. And emotionally weak people will never understand that is even possible. That's how life works. They don't even have a standing point, understanding point. They're just gonna deteriorate back into babies, into little children who don't understand what the fuck is going on. Nothing really is changing. Just because we're getting new technology doesn't mean life is significantly better. It's just different, and you have to adapt. That is it. So there's, again, 2 things I've mentioned. Weak, boys. People can't build complex things or adapt to changes. So what's gonna happen, though? What's gonna happen? Well, bad things gonna happen. The changes, if you're not adapting to changes, if you're not changing your life, the life will change you. You know, your definition sucks balls, you know, unfortunately. If you don't want to change so badly, then you are obsolete. Life will look at you, judge you, scan you at some point, just randomly. It's like, oh, you, what are you up to? Oh, you're doing this, this, and that, and this for those. All right, maybe you can go. Oh, what's over there? You're doing absolutely nothing. You have no basic skills. You care about nothing. What can we do with you? You know, you're gonna be fucking enslaved until you completely transform into new creature. Because we live long enough to do that right now. We live long enough for life to be complex enough so a person goes from one type of person into a completely different type of person within their lifetime. It's gonna be fucking crazy, bro. Force. A force to change entirely. Because the most important thing is, like, super basic skill is learning principles. Now, why do I say it's super basic, but most people still don't know what that is? But if you play a game of chess, there are principles of ways to simplify the idea of how to approach chess and how to make every single move. What to look for, basically. So if you boil down life the same way as chess, you know how to make moves. It's not that big of a deal. But if you don't know how to build principles, which is a super basic skill, it's a very high demand skill for you personally. If you don't know how to build principle, you can't do anything in life. You can fake it. You can lie to people. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of principles. You just emotionally torture yourself to do weird things. Alright? And because you have caused yourself so much pain, you end up being weak. Anyways, because when I try to talk to you in basic skill, you're gonna start hide yourself. If you cannot break me down emotionally, if you cannot subject me to your own pain, everything's just gonna fall apart. Cause I'm not falling for your stupid fucking scam. You know, emotionally weak people love subjecting themselves to pain and hoping that others... Alright, and then projecting that pain onto others with hopes for sympathy. Unfortunately, there's limited amount of sympathy to go around. And that magical moment when my classmates want to reunite after 10 years, you know sympathy's running out. You know they're living a terrible fucking life, and they're just projecting pain onto everyone else. But in the end, all they get is sympathy, all they get is niceness, and they want more of that, even though it's not actually helpful. You know? So they just live a fake life. Emotionally weak people just can't fucking understand that their life is completely fake. It's complete bullshit. Now the question is, you know, am I emotionally weak? But like, I never rejected anyone. You know, anyone who approached me, I never reject. The only way I reject people is like, I can't take care of my own appearance, unfortunately. And I do like attractive people. So it feels like I am also hypocritical and I'm vulnerable to being emotionally weak. And I honestly don't know what to do besides learning principles and stuff and hoping that maybe if I'm the problem, I'm going to be able to solve it. But I see everyone else, without exception, being emotionally weak and abusive and fucking weird beyond my understanding because they're not actually even showing their weirdness, so they're not improving, you know. So another thing that happens often enough, if you don't show your weirdness and never make mistakes, how do you learn? You do not learn. You just get stuck. You get stuck. Technically, there's hope for humanity still, you know, because you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna make babies or something. And then you're gonna look at children and you're gonna be like, oh, that's how you do that thing. You're literally gonna learn from children because that's how degenerate you're gonna be yourself. You literally need children to learn from. It's unbelievable to learn how to grow still. You literally need a fucking visible example of growth in your fucking hands. This is why people need pets. This is why pets take them outside. Like, this is how degenerate people... I can't believe it, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? And I sit here, I can't do nothing but fucking wait. Wait, and it's like, are you done yet? Have you learned? You learned your thing? Yeah, no, still waiting. I'm gonna be better. 10 times better, 100 times. Maybe I'm gonna be your god. By the time you're done fucking around and running around, you know. And maybe you're gonna like it. Whoa, look at that. I am your god and you like it, bro. Isn't that great? Fuck yeah, bro. So don't ask me if I believe in God. Do you believe that I am your God? Is the question. Way simpler question, right? let's turn this thing around a little bit. It's a little bit fucking scary for me to ask this question, but like, I mean, the generation of people, when you actually break it down, of everything that they have done and surrounded me with, all the bullshit, just turn page after page of bullshit. Oh, this is bullshit, this is bullshit. Okay, you created this, it's also bullshit. You get an F, you get an F. Am I a teacher now? And I'm a prodigy? Prodigy? Which one is it? I don't know. Prodigy. Prodigies? Yeah. Prodigy boys. I don't know, man. But that's a much more realistic question to ask. Way more realistic. And anyone who tries to run away and unsubscribe, which constantly fucking happens recently, fucking 2 unsubscriptions, or just like, how do you make a mistake like that? You know, how you still degenerate? You don't know what the fuck you're subscribing to. You don't know what the fuck that button means. Oh, one day I'm subscribed, another day I don't actually like you. Wow, what a fucking strong person you are. Yeah. So another way of being emotionally weak is changing your mind fucking quickly. Really, just with a snap. I can't even talk to you about it, you know? I can't even try to convince you back. Like, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe your feelings are actually really cool and stuff, but no. If you don't have reasons, you never really generated any reasonable emotions of any kind. You just got fucking defeated. And you left. I like that. Unsubscribe, and do that 100 times. Please. Stroke my dickery, dude. Please do more of that. So, if people constantly change their minds, it's also draining of, into weakness, basically. There's people like that their entire life strategy is to switch sides and to change constantly which side they belong to. But that doesn't mean that they have changed their mind, because their strategy remains the same. If that's their strategy, I'm cool with that. But not knowing what the fuck is going on makes you guilty. Alright? Just, you gotta explain yourself. What's that? Because again, me losing a subscriber or gaining a subscriber, that's like 1%, my friends. That's 1% of people. I mean, if 1% would happen to any big YouTuber, like a million people just appear and disappear. I mean, that would be fucking crazy, bro. That would be some unexplainable thing, because like a lot of people have to like coordinate themselves in and out. But you must understand, human beings are also clusters of bacterian organs and stuff. So you literally have so many pieces of yourself that you can talk to right now. And if all those pieces decide to subscribe to me, it's very difficult to unsubscribe, actually. If you're a honest human being, alright? Yeah. Click of a button, boys. Clickety-clickitus. Alright? There's a reason why I'm stuck clicking buttons right now. It's so fucking addicting because it's all about meaning. Alright? Maybe my body's like trying to express itself as well, of like what it feels towards certain people. You know? That's a pretty cool thing. I like that. And now I'm just kind of like employing my entire body to do just that, to care about this thing, and like I'm very excited about that. You can't be excited unless you literally employ every bit of yourself, and I'm like fully subscribed to this, and I will never be able to let it go as well. And I'm still confused. What's up? Like, you don't like my button game? Can I convince you otherwise? Can we talk about it? No? You think it's stupid? Okay, bro. Okay. No problem. I mean, when I was looking for Minecraft, I was looking for a very specific concept. All right, a a place where you mine resources and then you like sell resources and stuff. But it's like a space adventure, not like Motherlode third edition. I mean, you're in space, you travel, and you collect resources, sell it, and that's kind of it. And you get upgrades or whatever. But like you're in total space or something. And maybe there's some enemies too. But Minecraft just kind of blew me away because it was 3D adventure, and I'm like, what? It's better than I expected. Way better. And then Minecraft blows up into extreme proportions. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I am fucking smart. Maybe I know what the fuck is gonna happen next. Because I've seen me being smart 10 years ago. The thing that I really wanted to happen happens, exceeds my expectations, and it exceeds everyone else's expectations too, because people kind of looking for the same thing whether they want to admit it or not. They're just kind of in tune for that special thing that's coming up next. Now, I don't know if I want to be the next dude to show up, peek my head out, and be like, hey guys, I made this thing that you like. This whole time you have been waiting for this thing specifically. Am I gonna be the guy that comes out next? I don't know, bro. It's a big responsibility, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm still working on it. So I can't really say that this is the final form, basically. And there's a lot of things that have to happen until it's finalized, basically, final version. Because there's a lot of possibilities. Once those possibilities like get cut off, potentially that's the moment. That's the end game, basically. Is to basically shake the earth until all the possibilities are over, until all the buildings collapse. I mean, or not collapse. You just taking your chances until everything is clear, everything is well defined. So I don't know. My game seems more and more solid, but still, there's more things I'm starting to find that I still want to implement and whatnot. So it's still not over yet. And also, I have to like perfect it, the way I use it, the way I fucking showcase it to the world and convince other people. And again, it requires also examples, a spark to speed things up a little bit, perhaps. I don't know. It's still very, very confusing to me because nothing is happening as everyone's pretending everything is normal now, and it's just weird. So another thing, obviously, is the waiting how Apocalypse unfolds and looking forward to that. Because again, it will make people visibly weak. Alright? At some point, while Apocalypse is going on, people will realize how weak they are. So, because right now, you look at most people and you like think like, wow, this is a really tough person. But it's a projection. It's again a projection of pain. It could be artistic. It could be quite significant from a clueless perspective. But if they just present the best version of themselves into the world, and they again caused a lot of pain to themselves, they're still emotionally weak because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just damaging themselves for no fucking reason. It's crazy. If you do it for a reason, if someone is actually attacking you, you're not damaging yourself. But that's the thing, right? There's a difference of projecting
pain without a reason, and when you can't choose. You can't choose whether or not to project pain. It's a fucking huge difference, right? In one case, you're in trouble. In another case, you're fucking being an asshole. That's crazy, right? So, and, essentially, it can turn into violence. If you keep projecting pain, you're also getting better at projecting pain. For me, I'm just like screaming for help. Like, things have to change. And I'm trying to, like, find as best as I can the people that would be able to fucking understand and comprehend the ridiculous nature of this problem. It's absolutely tremendous. Being disconnected from, like, smart people, I don't know, bro. Obviously, if you look at from infinite time amount point of view, like, we have technically infinite amount of time. What the fuck am I complaining, right? I should just fucking chill and relax. You know. But at the same time, that's kind of the whole point. Is like, you can treat this as a theater, as nothing too serious, but even then it's wrong. It's like, it has to be what it is. You know, you just must not think of it as like a deadly disease, as something like ridiculously negative, right? So another thing that emotionally weak people mistreat is the idea that life is supposed to be a certain way, right? Life is supposed to be without war, diseases, and all these things. That's emotional weakness. Some people need diseases, some people need to go to war, be drafted in to the nonsense. Some people gotta get sucked into them black holes and get scammed, and all these things have to happen to them so they learn not to make the mistake, or to keep making the mistake until they disappear from our point of view, or just get completely ripped apart. You know, keep making mistakes, my friends. I wish I could learn faster and faster, but I just feel like I'm in the max speed right now. I'm just like lucky to remind myself, like, you need to make a rant video again about some other bullshit that you can find. Please do that. It's the only way we can survive. It's the only fucking way I can breathe again. Why is it so fucking intense? Let's put in the point. So, life is not supposed to be what you have decided it is. It is pretty serious, though. Alright? Like, you can relax in life, but can you really? You can't. You have to live the life. So that part, the serious part, remains all the time. You have to take life seriously, because it just kind of slips through your fingers. You got that free thing from who knows where, and now you have to appreciate it to the max. It is ridiculous. I'll take a break, look around. Maybe we should take the fuss for the second, just to like regain speed, right? Because we're gonna look for emotional weakness, guys. Oh my god. Nuclear energy is so scary. I'm sure it is, guys. If something is scary, man, maybe you want to explain it in like 3 minutes, please. And then you can do a deep dive or something. If I was controlling a big channel, again, I don't think I would be able to afford 2-hour videos, or even 30-minute videos. I wouldn't be able to afford that. I would need to like send messages and announcements of like what I found out, the nuggets of information that I found out. I can't just artistically give people the ideas unless they have nothing better to do. Check out my second channel or whatever, for the full thing. But right now I'm doing it backwards because I need to focus on this shit. And I need to present myself as like a working person, as a reliable source of information. Because, and a lot of people, again, another point of weakness is somehow people decide what reliable source of information is. And how do you do that? But you don't know. But how do you know? And I know exactly what that word is effort. You gotta see the effort. You gotta see the effort put in. Because on one hand, it could be just AI-generated nonsense. On the other hand, because right now, all the effort that most people are doing can just be AI generated. So what does that mean? It's not effort. It's just something AI can repeat and make it feel real, just like the thing that someone created. Replicating something with AI is very difficult if it actually contains effort and not just regurgitation of information, because things constantly change, and now that we have AI cannot replicate the idea of us having AI and reacting to it accordingly, and realizing that, oh, our effort is like obsolete. We're starting to like realize new ideas that AI still can't read immediately. I mean, AI is not gonna read my fucking bullshit episodes that easily. And even if it reads it, it won't understand it because it's so weird, it's so new. So there's always a way to outperform the newest technologies. They're not going to be able to keep up because they're bound by gravities of what other people want the AI to do in the first place, what questions they ask AI to answer and stuff like that. So I don't think AI is that very useful. It's going to be a wonderful tool because, again, the most useful piece that AI is going to produce is allowing to test which way is the best way, which way is going to produce the best outcome. And websites, YouTube and everything else require this sort of testing of how to implement a feature, what is the best way to do it. Just AI can just figure out all of these things, all the possibilities basically. And it's kind of mind-blowing, but at the same time it's like we're gonna have to say goodbye to the way websites used to work, and that's a pretty big deal. Alright? And understanding that is just like kind of like inevitable change, and how stupid website used to work in the past. I mean, fuck yeah, bro. But this is still gonna take like 2 years. 2 years for it to happen. For websites to start populating themselves. And not websites, really. Websites are kind of trash. I'm looking at applications. Like, my application could technically use AI technology, but not really. I don't need that. And then it makes me question if, like, does that even matter? What matters in this case? Because if you make new technology and it doesn't matter, then it's another fucking problem entirely. I don't want to deviate from the topic, so let's take in the fuss. And again, I found a special little video about where cancer comes from and how your body deals with it. Well, technically, we don't know where cancer comes from. It's just constantly coming. Your body constantly gets corrupted by weird things. and liked videos. There's a Kyrgyzak thing that actually... What? Oh, it's in a different channel, maybe? That's weird. Basically, it's this video 1 day ago released. So ridiculously fresh. And again, after seeing this, I'm like, oh yeah, your body naturally produces cancer, so it just would destroy it or something. I don't know. And some cancers can get out of control. I wonder why. And it makes me think of like, yeah, I mean, if a corrupted person appears in a society and gets out of control, that would be the definition of cancer. That would be a cancerous person to society. And it has to be eliminated at some point somehow in the most efficient way, because it's going to damage the body quite a bit. You know. How do you rewind, basically? Some fucking rewind technology is required in order to destroy cancer. And technically, that's exactly what is required, isn't it? A rewind technology. Inability to change the past is also a sign of emotional weakness. And now you're starting to understand, anytime you deny yourself of a superpower, you're emotionally weak. Superpowers. You just naturally gain superpowers by putting yourself under pressure. Yes, you get level 1 superpower, not level 100, where you can start flying. But you don't need to fly. You do realize, also, you can just use a plane technically, but you still probably don't need to fly. But you can fly in dreams, and that would still be level 1 flying technique, you know. And like, what is, you must break down, what does flying mean to you? Why do you need it? You probably don't, because if you flew, you wouldn't be using most of your body anyways. You wouldn't be training yourself, and you would be bored as well while you fly. So you must be able to actually fill in any time gap you can possibly fill in. And right now, like, we technically would prefer more of like self-driving cars, where we can still do a lot of things inside those cars or something like that. But it's still a question, like, of how to efficiently use every single second of your life, bro. Unless you sleep. It's the only exception I make with this clock. Like, every single second fucking counts, bro. It's ridiculous. I just sit here, I'm like, fucking wow. There's more seconds I can spend, guys. Holy shit. So yeah, when it comes to cancer, you rewind time, where you go back to like, oh, okay, you're turning into cancer, let's go back to where you're not cancer, and see if we can find another way for you to grow, right, into something more natural. So I think that's a very natural rewind superpower. Bringing back cancer into normal state and finding a better way. And the reason why I use rewind, not only you bring back the time, and also it's required worldwide. It's again this developer paradox. You have chosen a certain way to build a project, and you just don't want to really change anything. But the reality is, either you make a violent change right now, as if you rewind the time, and you quickly decided like to do this, or you basically branching out. Or you actually rewind time and start from scratch, technically. Which one do you like more? Well, it's not really about starting from scratch when you rewind. It's about fixing the past, you know. And if you don't do that, again, it's going to be very violent, where you will have to make a split. It's kind of scary. Well, what is that split? Basically, you'll have to replace cancer with a new thing that's supposed to somehow work, even though, you could just rewind cancer into a normal state and then use that as a resource. Instead, you have to use a completely new resource and craft it, so you have to put a lot of extra effort. I think rewind is a lot easier. And that's what makes it a superpower. It's like an easy way to do something, right? That's a definition of superpower. A shortcut of solving problems. So yeah, after I'm gonna tell you this, it's gonna be even more obvious what's going on. But yeah, like basic skills. I've already mentioned. These are all like clues and stuff, and I could highlight that, but here's another basic skill. All right. But how do people default into emotional weakness? Well, they want to escape the responsibility, which is weird because, again, a lot of people have pets and have jobs and things, and like, oh, those are responsibilities, very important, having children, but you don't actually question why you have these responsibilities necessarily. Does that make your life better? Because you have to be a little bit more selfish than just like thinking to the future 5 generations down the line of like saving the planet and stuff. Are you fucking stupid? You got a free life and now you want to fucking save the planet. As if you're gonna live 1,000 years. That's fucking hilarious, bro. Pretty weak to try and save the planet. Or attempt to live 1,000 years other ways, You shouldn't be sure if you're gonna live for a year, my friends. You shouldn't be sure about that. Because life is fucking full of weird shit, bro. And you have to keep yourself on your toes. Every step of the way. You get more powerful. There's more responsibility if you're hiding your power so you don't get discovered and fucking poked to death. I'm like, give me power. I like power. Like, there's no escape from danger. It's just absolute insanity. So thinking that you're gonna live more than a year and you're gonna meet Mr. Climate Change and some other bullshit, or you're gonna die from a disease, like, what? No, bro. Or everyone's gonna die if we don't do this for 20 years. This is what's happening right now. This is what's happening. Currently, people build weak structures because they want them to last very long. So they're trying to look for perfection, but they don't understand that perfection is in not making monolithical structures that last very long. Because you will never be able to actually capture the meaning behind it. It's like trying to leave something for the future generations, but you will never experience that yourself. What the fuck is the point? There's so many people make so many mistakes, and it culminates into this emotional weakness of never even asking the right questions, just blocking everything out. So the basic skill I wanted to mention is neither you burst into expression or run with silence. You must find a flow. That is the thing that actually works is persistence and existence in the first place. As long Flow means you are putting constant effort and slowly you untangle the problem. And no one is in a flow state with me, with a conversation or something. It's not happening, guys. Not right now. You maybe people have tried. I don't know. I haven't noticed that. Unfortunately, I don't feel the flow state. Whatever you feel, I might care. You know, it might happen. I'm capable of doing that as a Satan. You know, I'm capable of caring for everything you say. And it's the funny. I can say Satan any moment, and people will think, oh, it's negative. No, it's like your dreams will come true. You just have to ask the right fucking wish. I'm not a genie. We'll have to work for it. You know, work for you to so you get a superpower, so you get to grant your wish anytime you want. It's even better than you thought, bro. But you have to ask the right thing. And if you don't ask the right thing, forget about it. Torture for you, my friend. Wrong, wrong, wrong wish come true, my friend. That's what Satan is. Most people will hate Satan because they don't know what to ask. And they think Satan is evil. And it's like, Satan has been corrupted and fell from the heavens and is like a fallen angel and stuff. And they will fucking create all these fucking stories. And like, well, some of the stories I like and some of these I don't like. I define Satan myself, my friends. Don't believe every word you hear, that as if you understand every single word. So when I say Satan, nah, bro, you do not understand what I'm talking about. And I will have to write a book about it, apparently, so you fucking figure it out. Probably not gonna be mentioned in the video 1000. 1000th video that I'll be making. And maybe every 200 videos I'll be remaking something like that. If I feel like it, I don't know. But when I make 1000th video, I will reintroduce the 30 reasons why you should subscribe. And I feel like, again, I can make better and better cases and explain just slightly better why you should do that. But, and now that people subscribe and unsubscribe again, I reacted to that. And I've learned from that. It's like, oh, you're just emotionally weak. You want to change your mind. Just like that. And I will never know why, I guess. Can only question how peculiar. Well, there's only one answer. It's just weakness. It's just like misunderstanding of what my channel is about, what the button is about. People still struggling to understand how to use YouTube these days. I'm impressed. Not so technologically savvy, are we?
Cell, your cells have a nucleus filled with DNA. It consists of genes, the cell. In a nutshell, your cells have a nucleus filled with DNA. It consists of genes, instructions for how to build proteins and when to make each one. These building instructions are copied and transferred to ribosomes, where they're used to make proteins. What kind of proteins your cells make determine what they can do. The important thing
that it's probably copyrighted and I'm gonna get fucking smashed in the facials for showing a clip at you for this shit. Oh, man. No, it's fucking cancer science nonsense. You know, oh my god, there's cells in your body and they have programming. Holy Jesus, and they have souls. Wow. And that's how they look like with DNA and stuff. And it has been proven, guys, and we all fucking agree with that. Over and over again. And unfortunately, no, I don't agree, because it's like waiting for climate change. When am I gonna see the fucking atoms and DNA and all that stuff? Well, when am I gonna fucking see it? The only thing I actually see is cancer in society and people going rogue and like doing their thing, and sometimes creating cults of something. I don't know. That may or may not be hostile. You don't know. Again, cancer could just be a little titsy bitsy challenge for your body, and you're going to be a cancer survivor. You're going to be praised by the people of like, wow, you did it. You did not die. Congratulations. It's a tough one. But to say that everything has programming or something can fail and get corrupted, it's like, because there's a norm of the way things work. Well, sure, of course. If you zoom in, I don't know what you're zooming into though. I don't understand. Because you gotta find that thing, you know. You gotta be able to actually observe it. It's like so weird. Science always freaks me out. Now, obviously, because I have to repeat science over and over again and try to deny it, it's getting harder and harder somehow. Such a fucking ferocious enemy it is. And very relevant today. But if I can squeeze science into my bullshit video, then it's gonna get weaker because now it's gonna be emotionally weak. But again, it's the authority principle of like which source of information to get, how to make up your mind. Basic skill. All right. Completely ignore all information or rely solely on science. And by the way, science is not a source of information. Science is just like anything that sounds credible, that kind of people agree with, but at the same time, you never really fucking observe it yourself. You still treat it as a source of information. But the reality is the basic skill, obviously, is neither of these. Oh wait, it's actually you coming up with your own information that kind of fits, fits the basics of how people feel about a certain idea. And you have to constantly generate that sort of way of thinking. You can always surrender to science, and it's like, what do other people think? I'll just regurgitate that and condense that into a video, and it's going to be content for someone. Because we're going to agree on the same thing for a very long time, guys. We have decided that's what science is an agreement for a very long time. What can we agree on for a very long time is quite a question. The only thing we agreed as a nation is to not let anyone to Antarctica, because that's a bad place to go. That's what we agreed on. Very interesting. Is that somehow related to science, guys? I don't know, man. It's way too... This is where science belongs, basically. In some kind of just feeding frenzy for information-hungry people. They want to know exactly all the details. And they're going to learn all the scientific words, too. Yeah, but maybe just stay there. Please stay there. Don't speak scientific words to me, because I'm not even going to try to understand. Because again, spiritual way is the way. Spiritual way is the way of fitting information so it's easy to understand, easy to follow, easy to learn and grow with, all that stuff. It doesn't encumber you with unnecessary things. All right? You encounter a problem, you're looking for a solution, not listening to science, you're just looking for a solution. What do you normally do when a certain thing like that happens? Because that fucking works. There's general solutions for general problems. There's certain things you can do because something is happening to you. So you feel weak, you feel pain in some kind of area. There's some general things you can do. There's general principles you have to follow to solve your little problem. I mean, it's not that complicated. Alright? But you have to learn. You have to fit in enough things to be able to intuitively pick up on the solutions. So if you solve problems logically without burdening yourself, you are gonna be able to do it faster and faster and automatically. You're gonna encounter a problem and solve it. Automatically, you don't even have to think about it. You will know exactly what to do when faced with a problem. And often enough, right now in the apocalyptic times, you do absolutely nothing. Nothing. Unless it's your world, then you have to grow that thing. You started a conversation. You have to keep it going. You started a YouTube channel. Gotta keep it going. You started other social media things. You connected with a person in some kind of way. You gotta keep it going. You gotta keep the meme going until it fucking dies. I don't know, bro. And people say goodbye. Throw a funeral party or something for that thing that you did. But you gotta finish it until it exhausts all the resources or turn into something fucking spectacular. So, how do we get there again? Growing things, commitment. Yeah, like it's about not changing your mind, committing to things that you started. Because again, those things actually matter, and you own those things. You know, basic skill, ownership. Everything you start, you have to maintain. It's a very basic thing as well. And if you have ever grown anything, like, that's exactly what it is. It's ownership. If you started growing something out of nothing, you technically own it. You know, you started the process. Let's say you stole an egg and you hatched a fucking chicken and you grow a chicken. I don't know, bro. Anything. Any growable thing, you grow it, you own it, basically. I made this button game, I own it. Pretty much fully. Every single piece of code, I completely own it. Except for this little thing, because I don't really know how to do this one. It's a complicated one. I would be able to recreate it, but like, you know, it's a piece of art I own in my house. You know, it's a TV screen, let's put it that way. But you technically own your entire house. It doesn't matter what kind of furniture it has, right? Because of course you're gonna look up the instructions how to fucking build a Lego house. If you want specifically to look a certain way, and you don't want to bother with the creative result of getting a random type of house, who knows, right? Or just lack confidence that you lack time. I don't know. I lack time. I wanted to finish this thing in like a week. I probably would have designed a much better version of this, but this is what I get. Way better version. If I did it, it would be way better version. Easily. But it looks good and it works, and I have no complaints, and I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. No big deal. The only thing I changed is like put this thing over here, and that was still a challenge, bro. Wow. And then disable this thing, whatever this fucking was. Command line. There's only one command line. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And I'm still not like fully happy with this. Still a foreign object, boys. And I don't like those. So going back. Ownership. Maintain. It's yours anyways. And the reason why you maintain ownership is because it's fucking valuable to you, isn't it? Because you have so much knowledge about that thing, and it's potentially growing. It's potentially relevant. And sometimes maintenance just means you have to remember that it exists. You know? That's it. That's all you have to do to maintain it. It's not that difficult either. And at the same time, it's very exciting to just keep it. And most people know this thing, but like it's a basic skill that you still need to know if you don't know it. So yeah. Where do we go from here? Let's keep going with the scientific garbage. Will it? Because again, it might tickle my logical thinking, and it's like, oh, that's how you defeat cancer. I need to know. Your body killed cancer 5 minutes ago. It's such a fucking trigger way to say something. It's literally, oh, look how stupid I am. That should be the title. Look how stupid I killed cancer. At some point. I'm so cool. It's that sort of level of like, what? This is a fucking science channel, and it created some fucking. If there was ever a cartoon title, this is it, bro. This is the definition of a cartoon title. It goes along just fine. Remember, last episode, your body killed cancer. This episode, what the fuck, man? Why so specific? What is happening, bro? It's so ridiculous. I mean, it's comedy genius, absolutely, bro. Look. You can read, guys. You can read some articles, science articles. That's another thing that's so pathetic about science. It's like, science is like cutting edge thing, and it's like, where's your fucking videos, bro? Why Kurzgesagt supposed to fucking make animations of this shit? Why articles are so boring? You know, just turn it into a video. It's a script for a video, my friend. Scientist, my dear friend scientist. But no one is gonna be like, oh, let's make that 2-hour video and stuff. But it literally would take as much effort as this sort of video, if not even less. I mean, I could just do it, you know, I could take an article and make a 2-hour video about a fucking article from some random scientist and just talk about it. And that's it. Take all the, you know, interesting parts. Technically, it's supposed to change anything. It's supposed to be original. What the fuck do you know? When it comes to gossips, if you pick up a scientific paper and you try to, spread it as a gossip, it's gonna turn into a fucking rock at best. A rock. Your paper is gonna turn into a rock. How did that happen? It was a scientific paper, and people mistreated it. Oh no. That's what happens, though. Don't take it too fucking seriously. But if it's a video, it's a little bit harder to turn it into a rock because people actually care about it. You know, it's like, oh, just a few clicks away, guys. You can refine your rock and back into something more reliable. Like a tool. Still, even though there's a video out there, doesn't mean that people will know how to fucking make up their minds about it. You know, nobody can actually watch my videos. I don't know why you watching. What's wrong with you, bro? No one's doing that thing that you're doing right now. Oh, look, my views went down somehow. Miraculously. That's kind of impressive, actually. I upload 7 videos and this happens? Like that? YouTube, what are you telling me right now? Yeah, it makes me think, like, looking back into this fucking... some weird YouTube channels that I, like, adopted and it's not too difficult, but I want a challenge, man. I want a challenge. Was that Taylor? Change or die. Oh. That's what MatPat said. And stuff. But, yeah, you do have to change. And there's not enough change going on. You have to try different things constantly and see if something works out. MatPat making a new channel every 3 years, that's kind of interesting. Kind of fascinating. And it becomes a higher and higher level of responsibility. Admirable. But what doesn't work is his negativity. And I wanted to actually make a speed episode about this. Speed, 1 hour episode. Me just beating up MatPat. I want it so badly. Because he mentioned Taylor. Out of all things. In his style theory. Look at him grow, man. Collecting 4 elements and now Taylor shows up. Wow. Change does makes a difference, bro. And he literally says, like, he's newly indoctrinated into liking Taylor Swift. Congratulations. What a journey. What a legend. He made it, guys. He's indoctrinated. Only 1/4 of the way there, though. But that's the thing, you know. I made the craziest change ever. And I got indoctrinated really fast. For better reasons, actually, because I'm fucking lonely, dude. And I wanted an actual change that would make my life more positive. And I was in a very fucking weird spot in my life. And again, I was also rediscovering 4 elements and personalities and everything. It would be nice to go back in time and try to recreate that moment again. It's kind of a big deal. I do have some snippets of information in my notebook and stuff. But it's a tough one. It's all over the place. I can't really maintain it, so to speak. It would be too hard. I'll give you another example of cancer, but like really quickly. These people like toying around with like 2 game modes, right? And it's so dumb. Way to say a lot of stuff that doesn't help anyone in any way. Oh, wow. And everyone... Awesome fucking cancer, dude. It's like, oh, way to say a lot... And, oh, wow, what a fart. And then someone is like, oh, just mute him. He fucking knows how to fucking talk. It fucking pisses me off constantly. It's like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Yeah, but it's like, oh, we have too many channels right now. But they literally decided to split Runeverse into 2 things. Also, they have Runeverse Old. Has information, guys. What is that all about? Why do they have that? What does it mean, too many channels? There's never too many channels. That's another thing, basically. You know, being said. But no, I said the nothing, you know, because I don't fucking matter, bro. It's the fucking cancer everywhere. Every single time you make a fucking move, it gets negated. Negate attack, apparently, is what they always play. And it's like, I did not attack, my friend. Until now. I really want to now, though. Because you played your negate attack, that means you cannot do it twice. So it's about time to attack. Multiple times. See how many negate attacks you can fucking pull out of your ass. Because you'll need more now. I want to see how many you have. Because if you just play negate attack, just freely, I want to see how many you have. What kind of defenses you have. Now, I'm very curious. You misplayed a card, my friend. That's why I love card games, guys. Every move you make is a card you play, a decision you made. You had a hand of decisions you came up with, basically. Most of them are kind of random. And then you chose one to play. And it always fucking ends up fucking pathetic decision. And makes me very fucking curious immediately. And most importantly, again, it brings back to the developer paradox. They made Runeverse. They have two different game modes, completely different. Just like in Hearthstone, you have Battlegrounds, and the main game mode, Battlegrounds, became a fucking huge little thing, and now has to sit there in Hearthstone. But if Hearthstone had a Discord server, not splitting it into two pieces, where there's separate Battlegrounds stuff going on, Battlegrounds discussions going on, and then actual and you have to keep on splitting. You can't even stop there. There's Tavern Brawl, there's fucking many different game modes, many different ways to play the game, many different communities building up, you know? You gotta keep on splitting, bro, until people are satisfied. It's crazy, bro. But that's another thing, you have to fucking learn fast of what the fuck is going on. You have to keep the flow state, otherwise you're not learning. Without the flow state, you are not gonna be learning fast enough and will get corrupted. You think I'm gonna listen to some fucking cat paws? An avatar of cat paws? What the fuck is this shit? TLB, what does that mean? You know? Constantly happens, this fucking cancerous behavior on the internet. I can do whatever I want on the internet. Yeah, but the result of it is pretty fucking stupid. It's a self-expression of cancer and misunderstanding of how life works. I love that shit. I don't want to turn into cancer by being fucking overly angry. But in bullshit episodes, I think I can afford it. You know? Because that's the whole fucking point, is getting angry because you're surrounded. You're just surrounded with insanity. And this is the only fucking Discord server that even allows me to speak. It's a miracle, bro. I can speak, guys, on a Discord server. Holy shit. The only way you can speak on a Discord server usually is you have to own it. So you don't get fucking blocked by a random person. For random reasons. It's ridiculous, bro. And that's another emotional weakness of, like, you know, anarchy works very well at the start because government needs to be smart. If there's not enough smart people colluding and creating a government, anarchy works a lot better in that situation. You just have to make sure that things don't break and get destroyed easily. You know, we're smart enough to do that, you know, set up some rules for each other. And if those rules keep getting broken, then government will slowly establish. It's very simple. These things are so simple for me. But it's astronomical fucking science for most people. And I'm sorry. This sort of science, because you have encountered it, now you're face to face with some tremendous force. Something you cannot deny. I cannot deny. I just learned it through the shadow work. It's undeniable work. It's undeniable knowledge. It's so difficult to actually fight against. And your entire body is going to give you warning signs of like, don't fucking do this. Don't fight against this force. This is incredibly impossible fight, basically. You can try and contribute by sacrificing yourself, by discarding your entire hand, or whatever the fuck you have in there, acting as a pathetic fool. You can sacrifice yourself to the gods at this point, but it's still gonna be a pathetic fucking move. Because the best thing to do is try something fucking better, alright? Maybe wait until you draw some new cards. Sit back and fucking relax. You know, as I've said, don't start doing crazy fucking things, especially when you're surrounded with problems. When you're surrounded with pressure, and you're breaking under pressure. Then don't fucking pressure yourself that much. But again, emotionally weak people also are bored and anxious and just mentally ill, mentally exhausted. Emotionally weak people are also anxious, bored, fake, and ignorant. They have all these things. That's where the names of the cancer all the time. That turns you into a monster eventually. And I have to fucking fight against that. And it's kind of okay fighting it over fucking Discord. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. And in the end, everyone's fucking violent behavior pops out. I'll get banned eventually. Of course. Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna say I don't care. I gotta restrain myself as much as I can, bro. Not show my fucking not caringness. But at some point, like, you did it. You broke the fucking thing, not me. And that's the only way you win this emotional garbage game. Emotional garbage throwing pressure of like, I'm not emotionally weak, you are. And you can win this. You're not really supposed to win this, because if you win, you literally just broke someone's soul. They will never be able to recover. You are their PTSD. Your name is going to be forever engraved. You're the ghost of their world now. Anytime your name is mentioned, a ghost is summoned in their world and they won't be able to sleep that night. That's how crazy it is, alright? I'm telling you, this is not a fucking joke. To a lot of people who I encountered, just say my name, see what happens. Some crazy shit is gonna happen, bro. Because it's very difficult to forget a person who touched all those fucking weaknesses that you have. Because again, it makes you feel weak, it makes you feel very vulnerable, and you don't know what to do about it, because you're extremely weak. But essentially you have that choice. Do you fucking surrender to your weakness and appreciate what happened, or you're just like, oh, farty for it, I don't care. I don't care until I die. And there's people like that. There's literally, in the end, emotionally weak people, in the end, are just dead to a certain degree, you know? And you gotta kill them until they fucking realize, oh, I had enough of death. Oh, congratulations. Layers and layers. I would be scared to meet myself. I would be scared to fucking listen to my own videos. That sounds hypocritical, but like, I'm just moving forward. I don't want to eat my own carbon dioxide, alright? I'm just moving forward. I'm sorry, bro. If climate change is happening, it's behind me, alright? Not in front of me. I'm sorry, guys. If there's too much carbon dioxide getting fucking released, it's behind me. I will never meet climate change, my friend. It's never gonna catch up to me. Because I fucking caused it in the first place. The worst case scenario, by the way. Not really likely, but that's the idea. I'm not gonna eat my own fumes. I'm improving, I'm getting faster. I don't need that shit. The only thing you are experiencing is that I'm ahead of the game. That's it. You haven't won against me. You haven't even started the competition. Congratulations. And most people don't even know I exist. Wow. And so I'm gonna keep flexing my muscles, I guess. I don't know. Irritating people whenever I feel like it. I just don't know how to do it in mass form. You know? Where's the Twitter fucking meltdown when you need one, you know? We also encountered like Dream being toxic on Twitter and all that shit. Calling out people's BS. Yeah, Dream doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. A lot of semi-big people who exploded in popularity, they think they're cool. But I'm sorry, bro. Speedrunning in Minecraft and being toxic on Twitter, those are some not basic skills. Those are fucking weird skills to have, so you trigger a bunch of people of like, oh wow, what a weirdo. With a weird face that he finally was able to show for some reason. Yeah. So basically, a Dream is just a weirdo. And forever will be a weirdo. And it's like, what's the point of this shit? I can't compare myself to him, even though our personalities match. And people might actually notice that. You know, there's a lot of similarities there. Unfortunately, I don't acknowledge the dude. Just yet, unless he tries to talk to me, then holy shit. Hello. You're gonna be too slow. Too slow at learning? Is that good? Fantastic. Anyways. I hate stirring up drama. I'm sorry, but like... It happens all the time. I have to defend myself all the time against every single person. It's like every single person is so different. But that's what it is, bro. It's another thing, right? It's really weak to just be nice. It's weak. And if you, again, emotionally weak, you're gonna attach and attract bullshit. And I've basically described tons and tons of forms of bullshit. And even cancer itself is very attractive to you. Because you're foolish. You believe some bullshit things. And you don't have basic skills. So whenever cancer presents itself, you won't even feel it. You won't feel the difference. You won't even be able to detect it. It's unbelievable. I detect all sorts of cancers around me. And I'm like, what the fuck do I do, bro? What do I do, though? You know, I'm just fucking panicking. The amount of cancer surrounds me. Whoa! Is this bus gonna crash and burn or what, man? Am I in a movie or what? The best thing I can do is just try not to panic, basically. For me, I can afford not panicking, because, like, fuck yeah, bro. It's the best thing I can do. Surrounded with so much cancer. Because of my sensitivity to that. You know, I don't like it, man. Do dogs can smell cancer? Absolutely. Because cancer is not cancer. You know. Usually it's just fear to admit that you have a problem. You know, cancer is just fear of admission of a problem. Oh no. What? Admission. Please, no! Come on. You gotta be shitting me, bro. Alright, just with the S's, basically. You receive an ad from a video, and it's your mission, guys. And you put them together, and you can't deal with a problem like that for some reason. Dogs can smell your toxic behavior too. Sure. So that's cool. A lot of things can be regarded as cancer, and the reason why we have cancer more often is simply because we have science now to detect it. That's the only thing that changed, guys. We probably had cancer all over, bro. All over the ages, and for young people too. I don't know, bro. It's just now we're just like very sensitive at detecting things and lumps and all these things that are not going away for some reason. Because we're also very patternistic, very robotic. We can't actually change habits, and if something weird happens, we just ask for help. Because our pocket's full of cash, so to speak. You can afford healthcare, boys. Congratulations. I can't afford moving, bro. I can't afford moving out of my fucking room. What are you talking about healthcare? And hope that nobody has opinions or intentions. But that's what a dead person wants to believe in. That everyone else is also dead. It's very nice. So nice. Oh wow. I'm so related to all these dead corpses around me. Yeah. It's so stupid because slowly you just peel off and say, oh, it's zombie apocalypse. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be nice and not peel it off anymore because I don't want to look at zombie apocalypse while it's happening. It's kind of fucking ugly. I'm not gonna lie. It's ugly. Ugh. I just peeled it off a little bit, and now I'm dying inside. Like, knowing too much, man, can hurt. But that's why you never surrender to negativity, because that's when you are knowing too much, so to speak. You gotta focus on good stuff, on bad stuff. You gotta juggle that shit. It's fucking madness, bro. It's madness. So yeah, another basic skill that would make you emotionally stronger you have to find balance between knowing good and evil. You know. Technically, in the end of all these bullshit videos, I should just fucking relax and find good songs to play, especially something that vibes currently, or just maybe YouTube throws me some fucking bone to chew on. I don't know. Maybe we can find something like that. Let's try. Another way to like trip over and see if someone is a weak emotionally person. Very simple thing. Negativity scale, right? Like slightly positive and nice or whatever. And you try to do this thing. And if they detect it and they exaggerate, they're weak. They're idiots. They don't understand that this is more valuable than this. And this is actually a very important test. That happens randomly. You're not supposed to overreact. As long as it goes back to positivity. Nothing really happened, basically. And I do this often enough, and people trip over as if a fucking earthquake happened. and their house collapsed. And now they're in crippling debt. I mean, it's fascinating. We're just gonna eat some candy afterwards. We don't need vibes. I mean, Chrissy, my personality sister, so to speak, she gave me paralyzed immediately. Right here, and fucking Joel showing me Ice Bucket Challenge. Should I comment on that as well? Let me just finish the point. So, there's an easy way to test emotionally weak or snowflake people. You know, they just break so easily under any form of negativity, bro. They just detect it and it's like, whoa, I've never seen that before. You should be destroyed because of that thing. And those other things that you did don't fucking matter. Effort doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. That one little thingy that you did that's bad as the worst thing that ever happened to me, and you have to be destroyed. Those sort of people, I mean, they're everywhere. And it's ridiculous. It's literally a zombification of a person. Not only they're emotionally weak, they want to be that way. They want to just find a person to attack and just group up against that person and just attack, and as if you're gonna get some kind of benefit out of that. Bruh, I'll build a minigun out of your bones. That's what I'm gonna do. And shoot other zombies with that shit. Which one? Who wants to be the minigun, guys? What the fuck is this shit? This is how people fucking behave right now. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, looking around, it's like, oh, it's a war zone this whole fucking time because the people don't know how to live a life. There's so much life has been printed out. World War II never fucking ended. It's just an extended BM, basically. So fucking stupid. So that's that. Let's fucking eat candy. Oh yeah, the Ice Bucket Challenge. Are you emotionally strong? You're gonna take on a challenge. But there's so many challenges that go horribly wrong, and it's like, what's the point of the challenge again? Spread awareness? Oh my god, awareness spreading, my favorite thing to do. Usually just for some stupid charity, right? It's the most cancerous thing as well. Awareness should not be used for charity, because it immediately implies that your awareness is just going to be spent for who knows what. Just to help other people. It should be automatically useful. I don't even remember what Ice Bucket Challenge was supposed to be about. Some kind of crippled people, and it's like, I don't care. There's no friends that I have. I have no body to take care of. All right? I don't know what charity you're talking about. I can't relate. What the fuck is going on? It's just some stupid-ass trend to pour stupid water, to just damage people emotionally and be like, wow, we did that thing. You took damage because you're emotionally strong and stuff. Congratulations, man. And you just got fooled. It's a child's play. To make you believe that you did something strong, but not really. You took some cold water. Technically, if you can take some damage for a good cause, if you want to stay connected with something, like make a YouTube video. But if if you know the trend is just gonna die off and nothing will happen, like, the actually strong, emotionally strong thing to do is not do the thing, just do your own thing. You know you will have to live with yourself for a long time, so you always have to do your thing. It's the most meaningful thing you can do. Figure out what your thing is, follow your passion. Wow. It's the only way I would fucking survive this insanity. I actually built a passion. I don't even know, man. Can I really take all the credit? Or did it happen naturally? Of course, you can still look at things happening naturally to some extent. But more and more, you take responsibility over time. As you learn, or you don't learn, you make that choice. And that's what requires emotional strength, is to make that right choice of like, please, accept life, or you have to accept death. The epic choice ever. And that's what makes you emotionally strong. If you make the fucking right choice, it's not that difficult, but for fuck's sake, man. Why would you choose otherwise? What is wrong with you? See you guys next time. No, this video doesn't die, it just ends. You can click on anything else now. Bye.